think I don't have to see the participant. I'll start again. The students, now a very good morning to all of you, all the students. Good afternoon. Okay. Can you hear me, students? Hello? So, we are going to start today the new chapter, Circulatory System of Class 11. Okay, that is the Circulatory System of Class 11. Okay, Body Fluids and Circulatory System. This is chapter number 18 of Class 11. And this is in the NEET syllabus. Okay, and I have the syllabus also with me here. So the syllabus of NEET is with me. And also this, okay, syllabus of NEET with me. And then according to syllabus of NEET, we will start the chapter slowly. So, okay, now body fluids and circulatory system. So now here, we will go to the body fluids and circulatory system. This will include the blood vascular system. Circulatory system, first of all, we want to go to one very general point is that circulatory system is the pathway. What is the circulatory system? Suppose we go to the, okay, circulatory system. Okay, circulatory system is a pathway through which there is a flow of the body fluid, any kind of body fluid. It may be blood, it may be water, it may be vitamins, it may be hormones dissolved in water. Okay, so all kind of the body fluids, enzymes will flow from the place of origin to the tissue, and from the tissue to the place of origin. So here, place of origin or place pumping station we call, that is the heart in the higher animals and lower animals. And then there are two types of circulatory system. We have open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Circulatory system, the two types is called as the open circulatory system and also the closed circulatory system. Open circulatory system, in this kind of circulatory system, blood pumped by the heart passes through the large vessel into open spaces. From the heart, okay, blood will flow into the open spaces, and these open spaces they are called as the body cavities or sinuses. Okay, sinuses, no? And this kind of open circulatory system is found in the arthropod and mollusca. Okay, they are found in the arthropods and mollusca. Okay, mollusks. So the mollusca, okay, in the snails and arthropods, we can say the insects, we can say all kind of insects. We have the open type of circulatory system. So the blood will pump from the heart and it goes into the open spaces between the tissues. And these open spaces are called as the sinuses or body cavities. And similarly, in the closed circulatory system, the blood will flow pumped from the heart. In closed circulatory system, the blood from the heart will pass into the blood vessels. Okay, will pass into blood vessels. Okay, blood will pass into blood vessel. They will never be in the open system. Okay, they will pass in the blood vessels. There is a blood vessels are closed network. Okay, blood vessels are what? These are the closed. We can say the network or closed network. But that much you have to understand. And this kind of the flow, this kind of closed system of circulatory system has an advantage. Advantage is that blood flow of the blood can be more or less precisely regulated. Okay, so here flow of blood or flow of fluids, flow of blood is regulated. flow of blood is regulated. So here flow of blood is regulated in the closed system of the circulation. And in open system, flow of the blood will not be regulated because it is directly enter into the open spaces. Okay. So this is about the closed and open circulatory system. So now the okay. So here we before we go to the okay human circulatory system and other circulatory system, we want to know something about this. The blood is structure and composition of the blood. You have to know that. So now I'm going to start the composition and the structure of blood now. Okay. So uh, you go to blood now, composition, structure. Now, if you take the human blood. Now we go to the human blood. Okay, human blood. Okay, yeah, this is an extracellular fluid. Human blood is an extracellular fluid, red in color. Okay, this is red in color. Red in color, and also this is it's called as a fluid connective tissue. This is called as a fluid connective tissue, and it is the okay. This blood is, and this is also, we can say sometimes straw color also. Straw color also. Sometimes we can say that. And this is, suppose we take a drop of blood on a on a on a slide. We drop, and on the slide we take and we see under the microscope. If you see the blood under the microscope, you find that blood has got the two parts. Okay, there will be a liquid, and this liquid is called as our plasma. And inside the plasma embedded our blood cell. Three types of the blood cells are there. Okay, these are three types of the blood cells are there. This may be red blood cells are there, and also the white blood cells are there. Okay, this is RBC, red blood cell, WBC, white blood cell, and we have the granular-like structure. These are called as our blood platelets. Okay, blood platelets. Now, if we go in detail about these, so we can say that the blood, okay, human blood, this is made up of two parts. Okay, one is called as our plasma, one will be plasma, and other will be our blood corpuscles, blood cells or blood corpuscles or cells. Okay, blood cells are there. Okay, plasma, if we go to the, okay, plasma is about, okay, and the two parts here. We can go to the plasma and also blood corpuscles. Now plasma, okay, if you go to the plasma, there will be 55%. Okay, plasma, it contain 55% of the blood corpuscles and remaining 45%. Okay, if you go to the plasma now, if you go to the plasma, it contains about, you see, 45%. It contains blood cells. Okay, 45% blood cells, and it contains 55% plasma. 55 plasma will be 55% in the blood, and 45% will be the blood cells. Okay, right? So now the blood cells, blood corpuscles, if you go, before going to blood corpuscles. Okay, now just you write down all these. Student, please underline this and you write down these. Blood corpuscles now, this is of the three types. Okay, blood corpuscles are three types. Erythrocytes, or we can say that RBC. Okay, then we have the leukocytes. Leukocytes, or this will be the WBC. And we have also the blood platelets. Blood platelets. Okay, platelets. These are, I have shown you. These are the granular structures are our blood platelets. Okay, leukocytes, I think space is there. I'll just write here leukocytes. Okay, this is the two types. Okay, leukocytes will be two types. One will be granulocytes, and another will be agranulocytes. Agranulocytes. Okay, granulocytes, 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 and agranulocytes, right? So if I go to the granulocytes, okay, now if I go to the granulocytes, these are of the three types. These are the three types. These are eosinophils. Okay. Then we have the basophils, and we have the neutrophils. Okay, neutrophils. So they take the using stain they take, okay, and they take the basic stain, and neutrophil they do not take any stain. They do not take any stain. That means here they do not take any color. Okay, the granulocytes are eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils. Okay, eosinophil, they take the eosin stain, basophil take the basic stain, and neutrophil, they do not take any kind of stain. And here agranulocytes, now, if you go to the agranulocytes, okay. Okay, now here, if you go to the okay, now here, I can write that granulocytes. Agranulocytes, these are of two types, okay, monocytes and lymphocytes. They are of two types, monocytes and monocytes and lymphocytes. Okay, right? So now here we just want to continue with the uh, continue with the plasma. Okay. Okay. Plasma is, I told you how much it was. The plasma was, how many percent of the plasma was there? Plasma was 55% plasma was there. So now we'll go to the plasma. Have you finished, student, this one? Students, have you finished this one writing? Hello, students.
Yes, sir.
Then, okay. Acha, now we go to the liquid part. No, I told you that okay, I told you that here. Okay. Now I told you this one. It is okay. Blood cells are of 45%, and you see plasma is of 55%. No? 55%. Plasma is of 55%. So now we go to the plasma. Okay, plasma. Now plasma. We go to the plasma. It contains. Okay, plasma contains. It is a yellow pale fluid. It is a yellow pale fluid. Yellow pale fluid. Okay, and forms 45% and forms 55% of blood volume, and forms how much? 55% of the blood volume. Okay, blood volume. Right. Okay, now It is slightly alkaline also. It is slightly alkaline. It is slightly alkaline and contain organic and inorganic substances. Okay, alkaline contains organic and inorganic substances. Okay, organic and inorganic substances. Now, okay, organic and inorganic substances. Okay, so it contains water. Okay, water will be 90 to 92%. Okay, water will be how much here? 92% water is there. Okay, and we have the plasma protein. Plasma protein will be here 7%. 7%. They are enzymes. Their enzymes are there. Antibodies are there. Antibodies and coagulating factor. Okay, coagulating factor. Coagulating factor. Okay, coagulating factor. What? See, enzymes are also protein in nature. Enzymes, they will catalyze all biochemical reactions in the body. And antibodies are also protein in the nature, and they will react with the antigen and dissolve the action of antigen produced by the disease-causing microorganisms. And coagulating factors are those factors, those kind of substances which help in clotting of the blood. Okay, these are called as our coagulating factors. Now, it has got the inorganic compounds. Inorganic compounds. Inorganic compounds are these are actually inorganic compounds contain, okay, okay, minerals like, it contains minerals like, we can say that minerals like the sodium ion, calcium ion, okay, magnesium ion, calcium ion, magnesium ion, okay, bicarbonate, SCO3, and also chloride ion. Okay, then okay, chloride, Cl minus, chloride ions are there as an inorganic components. Okay, and it contain also glucose. Okay, glucose is there. Glucose is there. Glucose is about 0.1%, and it contain organic compounds. Organic compounds. Organic compounds will be here. It will be 1 to 2% of the organic compounds it contains. This is the constituents of the plasma. This is the constituents of the plasma. And okay, so here, one more thing we have to know that, okay, now one more thing, last component of the plasma we write there, because that has been asked in the NEET exam also. So here we go to last component of the plasma. That is, okay, last component of the plasma. So we can say that blood plasma have 3 types of protein. Okay, blood plasma has 3 types of proteins. 3 types of proteins. Okay, student, beforehand, let me say you that to whatever explanation we are giving, the multiple choice question MCQ will be given after completing of these. So be patient, and okay, so let us complete the chapter, then I'll give you the question answers, which are very, very tricky question answers are there from this chapter also. All question answers are not so easy. So here, this plasma has got the 3 types of proteins we have written. This will be 3 types of proteins are there. One will be serum albumin. Okay, serum albumin. What is now? You may ask me, what do you mean by the serum? Now, serum is if you remove all kinds of substances from inside the plasma, like protein, we remove the fibers. Okay, we remove the all kind of mineral ions. Okay, so all kind of substances are removed from the plasma, then the residue left is known as the serum. And nowadays we have a serological test. You are seeing that with a person suffering from any kind of disease, he has to go for serological test. And all kind of the germs, all kind of microbes, bacteria or viruses, they are found in the serum only. That's why any kind of test for the virus or bacteria, the doctor take the blood and and also from the blood they make they convert the blood into serum, and in the serum they examine the serum, and then they find what kind of the antigens are there, what kind of germs are there. So here you see the albumin, or albumin is a kind of protein which is found in the serum. It's called as the serum albumin. Okay, serum albumin. And serum albumin, they maintain the osmotic concentration in blood. It's very, very important. Okay, they maintain osmotic concentration in blood. They maintain osmotic concentration in blood, serum albumin. Okay, and they bind with the lipid hormone and many drugs. Okay, they bind with lipid. They bind with the lipids. Okay, lipids. They bind with lipids. Okay, and then they also bind with the hormones, etc. Okay, second one will be, they are about 4 to 7%. This is serum albumin is 4 to 7% in the blood plasma. 4 to 7% in the blood plasma. Okay, right? 4 to 7% in the blood plasma. Okay, then we have next one will be our serum globulin. Serum globulins are there. Serum globulins, these are 1.5%. Okay, 1.5%, and here they are the alpha globulins. Okay, then okay, they are beta globulins, and they are the gamma globulins. Okay, gamma globulins. Okay, so alpha globulins, they bind with thyroxine. Okay, they bind with the thyroxine. Okay, and they bind with the bilirubin. Okay, bilirubin. The thyroxine is a hormone secreted by the thyroid gland, and the bilirubin is obtained from the liver when the older RBC, when the hemoglobin of the older RBC will be destroyed by the liver, then the product obtained is the bilirubin. Okay, so the alpha globulin bind with the thyroxine and the bilirubin. Okay, beta globulin, okay, bind with iron. They bind with the iron. Okay, Fe3 plus. Fe3 plus bind with the iron, vitamin D and K. They bind with vitamin D, vitamin A and vitamin K. And also they bind with the cholesterol. Okay, cholesterol. Very, very important point. Okay, these two are important in the NEET exam. They ask in the NEET exam. Then we have the gamma globulin. Gamma globulin, they are acting like antibodies. They are nothing but they act like antibodies. Okay, antibodies, they help in the defense of the body. And then we have one more. This will be one more. It's called as prothrombin. Prothrombin is also found in the blood plasma as a serum globulin, and it helps in blood clotting. It helps in the blood clotting. Okay, blood clotting. It helps in the blood clotting. Okay, and then we have another one, that is number 3 is the fibrinogen. Third is the fibrinogen. Fibrinogen, it is 0.3%. Okay, 0.3%, and it forms the blood clot. It gets converted into insoluble fibrin. Okay, it gets converted into insoluble fibrin. It gets converted into, okay, it gets converted into 0.3%, and forms a blood clot. It also forms the blood clot. Okay, so these are the components of the plasma. It formed the blood clots. Okay, so these are the components of the plasma. So now we'll go to the blood corpuscles and their types. Okay, blood corpuscles and their types. We have to go there. Blood corpuscles and the types. So first of all, we go to the erythrocytes and also leukocytes and the thrombocytes. Okay, blood platelets. So now, okay, we will go to the, first of all, we'll go to the erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. Okay, then we can go to the leukocytes. Leukocytes, and also we'll go to the thrombocytes. Thrombocytes. Thrombocytes means our blood platelets. These are the blood platelets. Okay, blood platelets. Leukocytes will be WBC, and erythrocyte will be RBC now. Okay. Now we'll go to these now. So if you look at the structure of the, if you look at the structure of the red blood cell, okay, this is circular. Okay, and here it will be, okay, and here blood platelets are like this. Okay, now here it has got nucleus here. Here got nucleus, and no nucleus. Here also no nucleus. Okay, so now here we go to the red blood cell or erythrocytes. It is about 5 million to 5.5 million. It is 5 million. Okay, 5 million to 5.5 million. 5 million. Okay, 5 million per millimeter cube. 5 million per millimeter cube. Okay, and here WBC. Okay, WBC leukocytes will be 6,000 to 8,000 per millimeter cube. Okay, 6,000 to 8,000 per millimeter cube. And the thrombocytes, we have to go to thrombocytes is about 1,000. Okay, there are 1,50,000. Okay, 50,000. 1,50,000 platelets. Platelets to 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs thousand per millimeter cube. Okay, per millimeter cube. So now you have to remember their numbers. Okay, 3. This is 50. This is 5. Okay, this is 5. Right. This will be our 5. Okay, so the erythrocytes, erythrocytes are 5 million to 5.5 million per millimeter cube, and leukocytes are 6,000 to 8,000, and this is platelets are more. Okay, 1,50,000 to 3,50,000 per millimeter cube. So now next point, we'll go to here the okay leukocytes. Now we go to that Okay. 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 Now they are okay. Now they are formed in the red bone marrow in the adult, and they do not have nucleus. Okay, formed in red formed in red bone marrow. This is number one. Okay, number one. Formed in red bone marrow. Red bone marrow. Okay, red bone marrow, and they are devoid of nucleus. And devoid of nucleus. Okay, no nucleus is there. Devoid of nucleus. And here number 2 will be nucleus is present. And here they frequently lack nucleus. Okay, they frequently lack. Okay, frequently they lack nucleus. Okay, they do not have nucleus. Frequently they lack nucleus. Very simple. Then okay, cytoplasm is there and it contains hemoglobin. It contains hemoglobin. Okay, that's why they appear red in color. So cytoplasm with hemoglobin. Okay, cytoplasm with hemoglobin, and hence red in color. And hence we can red in color. Okay, now here very important point is that a healthy individual has 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin. A healthy individual has 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin in every 100 milliliter of blood. So this is very important now. You can write down there. This is very important. Okay, very important. An adult has 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin per 100 milliliter of blood. Okay, this is very, very important. Very, very important. An adult has 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin per PER. Okay, per 100 milliliter of blood. Okay, right? Achha. Then here we go to the white blood cells now. White blood cells. Okay, cytoplasm is colorless here. Okay, now here we go to number 3 point now. Cytoplasm is colorless. Cytoplasm is colorless. Okay, cytoplasm is colorless and devoid of, we can write there, devoid of hemoglobin. Devoid of hemoglobin. There will be no hemoglobin. Devoid of hemoglobin. And here we can say the cytoplasm is colorless. Okay, cytoplasm is, you can say, the colorless. Cytoplasm is colorless. Okay. Now they have a lifespan of 120 days. Okay, lifespan of the 120 days. Okay. Now we go to erythrocytes now. Okay. Okay, then you can once write down the ratio of RBC to WBC. Ratio of RBC to WBC is equal to 1:600. They ask in the exam. What will be ratio of the RBC to WBC? It is the RBC is to WBC is equal to 1:600. If there will be 600 WBC, there will be 1 RBC. Okay, 1:600. Okay. Then lifespan is 120 days. Here you can see the lifespan. Lifespan of RBC will be 120 days. 120 days. So the lifespan of the RBC will be 120 days. And the lifespan of WBC, okay, lifespan of the WBC will be, okay, few days only, few days will be, lifespan will be 3 to 4 days. They say that, okay, 3 to 4 days, 3 to 4 days or few days, okay. And blood platelets have lifespan of 7 days. This has a lifespan of, okay, lifespan of 7 days. Lifespan of how many days? 7 days. This is very important in the exam. Lifespan of 7 days. Okay. So now one more point we have to write, then we'll complete this. Okay. Okay. One more point. We can go to last point here. Okay. Okay. Last point here. We can go to this last point there. Okay. Okay. They are okay. Now here the circular and biconcave. They are circular in shape and biconcave. Circular and biconcave in shape. Okay, they are circular and biconcave in shape. Okay, biconcave means like that. Okay, biconcave in shape, or they are circular in shape. And so we have done this, circular or biconcave in shape. And here these are round or irregular in shape. This will be round or irregular. Okay, round or irregular in shape. And this is the, and the thrombocytes will be, okay, irregular shaped cells, fragmented form. Okay, irregular, these are irregular shaped in fragmented form, in fragmented forms. These are irregular shapes and in fragmented forms, and they are formed from the cytoplasm of the large cells. Okay, no need to writing that. Then after that, okay, we go to okay, now we go to okay, now here one more point here. Right here one more point. Then we go to the types of the WBC. That is, after that we go to the heart and circulatory system. Okay, so the questions are coming from here also. So number 6, you know already that their function is transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, because they from the lungs to the tissue. To the tissue, they transport oxygen, and from the tissues to the lungs, they transport the carbon dioxide gas. And leukocytes protect against diseases. Okay, this will protect against we can say diseases. Okay, diseases, right? Leukocytes have a number of types of the leukocytes are there. We are discussing after this, and how they help in protection, that we'll also discuss. And thrombocytes, they initiate the blood clotting mechanism. This will initiate the blood clotting mechanism. Okay, blood clotting mechanism, right? Okay, so now we go to the next important point. Next important point is our types of the leukocytes. Very, very important point. Types of the leukocytes. Okay, types of the leukocytes now. So we'll go to here the, okay, all right, now we go to the types of leukocytes now. All right, now here, so we'll start here the types of leukocytes now. Okay. Okay, now types of leukocytes. Types of leukocytes, right? Okay. Types of leukocytes. So here Types of leukocytes, there are two types of leukocytes are there, granulocytes and agranulocytes. No, these are, so first of all, we go to number one, granulocytes. Granulocytes have they form 72% of the they form 72% of total WBC count. Okay, it's very important. It forms 72% of the total WBC count, and they have granular cytoplasm. Have granular cytoplasm. Have granular cytoplasm and have polymorphic nucleus. Have polymorphic nucleus. Okay. Nucleus will be many shapes. That's why it is called as the polymorphic nucleus. And then we go to, it is divided into three types. Granulocytes are divided into three types. We can say that. Okay. Three types. One is called as our eosinophils. Eosinophils. Then we have the basophils. Basophils are there. Okay. Then we have the neutrophils. We have the neutrophils. Three types are there. No, basophil, eosinophil, and the neutrophils. No, these three types are there. Okay, basophils, these are of 3%. Okay, and this is 0.5 to 1%, and this is 62%. Neutrophils are 62%. Okay, these are 62%, right? Okay, then we have they are 105 in number. 105 in number per millimeter cube, and these are 35 per millimeter cube, and these are 4,900 per millimeter cube. 4,900 per millimeter cube. So their numbers are, the eosinophils are 105 in number per millimeter cube. Basophil 35. What do you mean by per millimeter cube? What is per millimeter cube? That is the question here. What is per millimeter cube? No. So see that when you we take the blood and we count it in a counting chamber. So if you look at the structure of the counting chamber, okay, if you look at the structure of the counting chamber, it appears like that. Counting chamber, it is like this part. Okay, it is like this part here, and it is made up of the squares. Counting chamber, it is made up of squares. Okay, and every square is millimeter cube, 1 millimeter cube. So here we count it in this way, we count it in this way also. No? In this way we count, and here we just count the how many WBC will be there, or how many RBC will be there. So this one square is our 1 millimeter cube. That's why here millimeter cube. In 1 millimeter cube, it is 105 in number. In 1 millimeter cube, it will 35, and in 1 millimeter cube, it is 4,900 per millimeter cube. Okay, then. Okay, after that we go to. Okay, after that we go to. Okay, this. Okay, now. Okay. Okay, now, okay, neutrophils and monocytes, they have the phagocytics, basophils, okay, secrete histamine, eosinophils, chassis infection. Okay, okay, now here, we go to the, this next one is, it has got here bilobed nucleus, okay. It has got bilobed nucleus. Okay. If you go see the structure now here, nucleus will be bilobed, okay, like this. Bilobed nucleus. Okay, and here it has got the 2 to 3 lobed nucleus. 2 to 3 lobe nucleus. Okay, nucleus it has got. So if you look at the structure, it will be S-shaped structure like this. Okay, structure will be like this. Okay, 2 to 3 lobe nucleus, and here it has got multi-lobed nucleus. Multi-lobed nucleus here. Okay, it may be many. It may be many. It may be many. Okay, right. Okay, so in this way it is multi-lobe nucleus. Okay, right. Multi-lobe nucleus are many here. Okay, and here 2 to 3 lobed, and here it may be many. It may be many also like that. It may be many nucleus. Okay, multi-lobe nucleus, right? And then lastly, we go to the okay. Now after that, we go to uh, mm, one functions of each. Eosinophil, basophil, and the neutrophil. One function is very important in the exam. Sometimes they ask one function of each now. So we'll go to the functions now. Okay, we go to the functions now. Okay, so here they play important role in the detoxification. Eosinophil, okay, they play important role. They play important role in detoxification. Eosinophil. Okay, then basophil. Okay, they secrete histamine. They secrete histamine, serotonin, heparin, etc. Heparin, etc. Okay, heparin, etc. And these are what? Serotonin is a hormone, histamine is also anti-allergic substance. Okay, these are anti-allergic substance. Okay, they okay, they will fight the allergy. Okay, these are involved in allergic reaction. These are involved in allergic or inflammatory reaction or inflammatory reaction, right? So the basophil, they will secrete histamine, they will secrete the serotonin and heparin. These are the anti-allergic substances. And whenever a person is suffering from allergy, these substances are produced in the blood. But who will produce these? These are produced by granulocyte leukocytes or the basophils. And these kind of substances are involved in the allergic reaction or inflammatory reaction, and allergy will go away, right? And then neutrophils here. Okay, now neutrophils are phagocytic cells. These are what? These are phagocytic cell. What do you mean by phagocytic cells? Phagocytic cells means if there is this will be neutrophil, suppose. Okay, neutrophil. Okay, neutrophils. Now if there will be any kind of toxic material or any kind of germs or any kind of the pathogens are there in the blood, then they form the pseudopodia structure like this. Okay, this is called as a pseudopodia. They form pseudopodia and engulf the microorganism, and slowly microorganism will enter in the cytoplasm and it will be destroyed. Okay, this is called as the phagocytic cells. Okay, now phagocytic cells. Okay, so okay, then after that the phagocytic cells and dissolve the toxins or pathogens or pathogens by phagocytosis. By phagocytosis. Okay, very important this one, phagocytosis. This is also important. Okay, basophil in the allergic reaction. Now we go to the last part, the agranulocytes. Still some time is there. We can complete the agranulocytes also. Okay, agranulocytes also. Okay, now we complete our agranulocytes now. Okay, quickly we go to agranulocytes. Agranulocytes, these are of two types, monocytes and also the lymphocytes. Okay, lymphocytes. Two types of agranulocytes are there. Okay, agranulocytes or the WBC. Okay, monocytes and lymphocytes. Monocytes are 5 to, they are, agranulocytes are 38% of WBC, and their cytoplasm is without granule. Cytoplasm is without granule. There will be no granule in the cytoplasm. Granules are absent in the cytoplasm, and they have a single large nucleus. Okay, they have a single large nucleus. Okay, they have a single large nucleus. Nucleus will be single and large. Okay, monocyte, these are 5 to 6%. Okay, and and lymphocytes are 30% in the blood, plasma, and they are 280 numbers, 12 millimeter cube, and these are 1680 numbers per millimeter cube. Very, very important. Okay, now they are the nucleus is single bean-shaped nucleus. They have single okay, bean-shaped nucleus. Okay, they have a single bean-shaped nucleus. If you look at the nucleus here, it will be just like the shape of the bean, single bean-shaped nucleus. Okay, this will be the nucleus, single bean-shaped nucleus, and here they have the single large oval nucleus. They have single, okay, we can say large oval nucleus. They have a nucleus is, okay, oval, single, large, and oval nucleus like this. Okay, this will be nucleus, single, large, and oval nucleus. Okay, now after that we go to this. Okay, they are phagocytotic. Phagocytic, they and engulf bacteria, and they will engulf bacteria, just like they will draw the pseudopodia. They will draw the pseudopodia and engulf the bacteria. Very simple. And here lymphocytes, this is very important. Lymphocytes, they manufacture serum globulin. Okay, this is very important. Lymphocytes manufacture, they will manufacture serum globulin. Manufactures serum globulin, and serum globulin are, okay, they are of two types. They are of the two types. Okay, serum globulin, they are one type here, and they are of two types. Very, very important. Okay, they are the B cells and the B lymphocytes. B lymphocytes or the bone marrow lymphocytes, and T lymphocytes. Thymus. T means the thymus. Those kind of lymphocytes produced from the thymus, they are called the T lymphocytes, and B means bone marrow lymphocytes. Okay, B means B means here the bone marrow lymphocytes, and T means the thymus. Okay, thymus is lymphocytes and bone marrow lymphocytes, and they help in immunological reactions. Okay, they help in immunological reactions. Okay, right? And okay, here they will take part in all immunological reactions. Okay, take part in immunological reaction. Take part. Okay, take part in immunological reactions. Okay, immunological reactions now. Okay, so today with this we come to end of today's class, because the blood cell and the blood plasma part is finished today. And in the next class, in the first half of first hour, we will first part of the class, we will give the question from these areas which have been asked in the NEET exam or whatever questions are there. Then after that, we will start with the blood grouping. We'll start with the blood group, RS group, and coagulation of blood. Then after that, we will start the circulatory pathways. Okay, so student, now we will finish the class today here. Thank you very much for listening. And any question you have, you can ask me. Okay, student, any question you have, you can ask me. Hello, student. Hello, student, any question you have?